Well, one thing's for sure, we won't forget Bristol Law Society's 250th anniversary year, but perhaps not for the reasons that we thought. It all started, as you'd expect, with lots of networking events, including the excellent sponsors evening, Birmingham, Liverpool and Manchester annual dinners with the Joint Five, the High Sheriff's reception, chairing a Joint Five meeting in our offices in Bristol, and even hosting the pub quiz. Do you remember those? It was particularly interesting to look how busy it was going through preparing this in terms of the in-person events right up to mid-March. And then, of course, lockdown happened. But that showed just what a brilliant, resilient team we have at BLS. Claire, Helen and John have all adapted and contributed in ways that they couldn't have guessed at just 8 months ago. We've gone from being a small business that largely relies upon face-to-face events to running an amazing series of online webinars and forum meetings and launching our own YouTube channel, as well as hosting a Nightingale Court. It's been challenging for everyone, and it's certainly not been the year that I'd anticipated. But as Helen's pointed out to me, we are 250 until next October, and the celebrations are hopefully just on hold. We have the next AAD Annual Awards Dinner booked in for the 14th of October 2021, when we will be 250 years and 360 days old. So fingers crossed that that will still go ahead, and it can still be our 250th anniversary due. Letters will be going out to corporate members for next year's subscriptions shortly. And I really feel that this year, actually, the message of what we have delivered for members will be stronger than ever. I was really pleased to see also how much society has achieved against the aims set at the start of the year that we discussed at the AGM last year, in particular promoting the legal sector in Bristol. As I mentioned, we've now been working with the courts, and we've got a Nightingale Court in our premises, which is great for access to justice and to help out the court system. Building relations with the local judiciary, including hosting their regional back to court post-lockdown webinar sessions, and generally building on our relations with the local court service. We've had numerous managing partners and chambers directors webinars talking about topical issues, a lot of which were COVID related, and a number of guest speakers who've been great. Obviously working with UE and Western College as part of their law advisory boards, taking part in the WECA Recovery Task Force Professional Services Steering Group, and several Joint Five sessions, including a roundtable event with the Law Society Gazette, as well as several National Law Society sessions. And Helen has also had weekly or bi-weekly meetings with the Law Society Vice President and the Joint Five during lockdown, making Bristol's voice heard. Also looking at the progressing the Bristol and Bath Legal Tech Initiative. That was going great guns just before lockdown. The fourth main meeting was particularly well attended. I think that was early March, and that launched the President's Design Challenge. Hopefully we can get back to that at some point. But instead we've now got behind the White Cap report, which has been commissioned to look at legal tech in the region. And I was recently involved in a panel session for the Bristol Technology Festival discussing that. We've also strengthened our relationships with WECA and are firmly on the radar of WECA Mayor Tim Bowles, both with BBLT and Bristol Law Society generally. I think the changes in working patterns over the past few months have presented some really interesting opportunities in the legal tech field, and I'm excited to see how this progresses over the next year. And the third thing I just wanted to particularly pick out was the continuing the important work that's been done in raising awareness and progressing the dialogue on diversity, inclusion and well-being. We've got some great ED&I website content. BLS has signed up to a statement of commitment to ED&I following the BLM movement, which is on our website now. We've had a number of successful ED&I webinars, and also obviously the recent formation of a BAME subcommittee. We've also had 3 webinars on coaching and adapting to the new normal, and a focus on menopause awareness. So obviously thank you to everyone on council who's supported and run these events and everything else. Obviously I'm going to have forgotten something, but it's all very much appreciated. So thank you to everyone who supported and got involved in the initiatives. Particular thanks obviously go to Helen, John and Claire. At this point, we'd normally present them with flowers. Clearly that's physically not possible this year. So sincere apologies for that. We'll make up for that as soon as we can. But can we all just please formally recognise what they've done to keep the society going and, if anything, enhance its relevance and support offered to members through these strange times? In a very short period, there's been a huge amount of upskilling involved. Our webinars are really slick and professional, and we're now up to at least one and sometimes up to 3 a week. We've been discussing some time changing the approach to training, and lockdown has allowed us to embrace that and hopefully find a platform that can secure an income stream for the long term. We only have 2 employees, and resourcing has been an issue for some time. And Nick Lee commented last year that we ideally need to increase our resources. Well, that remains absolutely true, but clearly the additional financial constraints of lockdown has forced us to put that on hold. Helen and Claire have done so well this year to also cover the additional challenges that lockdown has brought. And on behalf of the society, I just want to say a big thank you and well done for all of your efforts. This has been a challenging time for almost all businesses. And if it weren't for the efforts of John in particular in introducing the opportunity to bring the court in as a paying licensee and then making it happen, we'd be in a very precarious position. I can now have a real sense of optimism for the next 12 months for the society. John, we all owe you one. I'm sure you'll take us up on that. I'm well aware it's not been easy, but you may well have saved the society. Thank you also to everyone who's been involved in helping on that project, and a special mention to Coralie, who assisted with the licence. Sadly, we haven't had much opportunity to do a great deal with our charity of the year, Feeding Bristol. Helen and I have continued our dialogue with them, and I would like them to continue as a charity for next year, which hopefully will allow us to make a meaningful contribution. We have, however, seen some real progress and collaboration through our CE group, of which Peter Morris has recently taken over chairing from John Moriarty. And that's a really good example of what BLS is all about, promoting local lawyers working together. Bristol Pro Bono Group has also launched another cross-firm collaboration, and BLS was pleased to be able to support them in their recent Pro Bono Week event. Collectively, these 2 organisations have created the Bristol Trustees Group, which BLS supports administratively. Thanks to our continuing support of our sponsors and strategic partners, Landmark, Insight Legal Software, Warner McCall Resilience, Marsh JLT, UE, Lawcare, Anecto, Lloyds, Hayes, Wessex and Milstead Langdon. It's clearly been a strange year, and it's tricky to set targets for next year, given that we don't know when we're going to be out of lockdown. But that won't stop us. Let's build on what we've achieved. I would love it if we can build on the webinar programme to make it a commercially viable replacement for our all-day seminars. If we can take the BBLT initiative to the next level and work towards cementing Bristol and Bath as a key hub for innovation and legal tech, identify and deliver on further ED&I goals, and also if we can have an annual dinner, that would be great. It may not have been the year that I was expecting, but it's been an interesting one. I'm sure I've forgotten to mention someone or something, and apologies for that, but I think I've probably spoken long enough. Council is made up of a great bunch of people, and I look forward to hopefully continuing to work with you to get us out the other side of this even stronger than we were before and setting us up for the start of the next 250 years. So thanks again for all your support, and please do continue to support BLS moving forward. Thank you.